If you're thinking about moving to the Alabama Gulf Coast but don't want the big price tags that come with other coastal towns, then Foley, Alabama might be for you. Today we're going to take a look at the true cost of living in Foley in 2025, everything from housing prices to insurance, utilities, even some other hidden expenses that you might not expect. Let's get into it. What's up guys, I'm Wes Harless with Wellhouse Gulf Coast. If you're looking to find out what it's really like to live in this beautiful area, then you've come to the right place. Today we're taking a look at one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country. Foley, Alabama has been exploding in recent years, and there's good reason for it. It's beautiful, it's got a great community feel, there's a ton of jobs available, and it's only 20 minutes from the beach. As always, if you're thinking about moving to the area or if you'd like to find out more, give me a call, shoot me a text at the number on the screen. I absolutely love hearing from you. All right, let's get into what it really costs to live in Foley, Alabama in 2025. All right, let's start with the main question you probably came here for, housing prices. The average home price in Foley, Alabama is hovering right around $300,000. Which, depending on where you're from, might sound like a lot of money or it might sound like a steal. But let's remember the area that we're in. We're only about 20 minutes away from Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, where the average home price is $700,000. Another thing to keep in mind is that Foley is growing like crazy right now. It's one of the fastest growing cities in all of America and the fastest growing area in the state of Alabama. And with that said, if you're considering moving to this area, I would definitely do so sooner rather than later because there's no telling where housing prices are going to be in 5 to 10 years. Which is why so many investors are snatching up houses down here. Not only is it a great town for first-time home buyers, but it's also a fantastic option for investors who are looking for both short-term and long-term rental options, as well as retirees looking to move closer to the Gulf Coast. Now that we've touched on housing prices, let's get into some of your other typical expenses like grocery bills, gas prices, and utilities. Gas prices are typical of what you'll see across America. They're actually lower than the national average at just under $3 a gallon. Now, that being said, you're probably not going to use a whole lot of gas living here because the average commute time is only 20 minutes. I spend a lot less time in my car living here than I did in Birmingham or Nashville, which saves us not only time, but also a ton of money every month. That being said, Foley has pretty much everything that you're going to need on a day-to-day basis. All of your major grocery stores are here. They've also got a lot of entertainment options, restaurants, things like putt-putt, bowling, movie theaters, everything that you could want to do on a typical day or weekend is at your fingertips here. And I know I keep reiterating it, but you're only 20 minutes from the beach. I mean, living here, you don't really feel like you have to go on vacation because you live here every day. So no more booking expensive flights or driving 700 miles. You just pop right down the road and you're in paradise. And your groceries aren't really going to break the bank either. The average household in Foley, Alabama spends around $500 per month. We've got all the top dog grocery stores like Walmart, Publix, and my personal favorite, Aldi, which helps keep your monthly expenses down. Let's get into some of the utility costs. The average household in Foley spends about $400 per month on utilities. So that's your electric, your gas, your water, sewer, and your trash pickup. The biggest variable is definitely going to be your electric bill. When it's 100 degrees outside and 90% humidity, you're going to be cranking that AC. But what offsets that is in the wintertime, it's very mild, so you don't really have to run your heat all that often. So you can expect your electric bill to drop under $100 per month. You just got to budget for it. At the end of the day, something to remember is that your typical living expenses like gas, utilities, aren't going to break your budget. But let's move on to the next point, which is a big one, taxes and insurance. When it comes to property taxes, Alabama has one of the cheapest property tax rates in the entire country, and Baldwin County is no exception. For a typical $300,000 house in Foley, you're going to spend less than $800 a year on property taxes. You compare that to neighboring Florida, a typical $300,000 house, you're gonna spend north of $2,000 per year in property taxes. So your taxes are super reasonable, but one thing you do have to look out for is homeowners insurance. We are in a coastal area and we have a high propensity for big storms that come in through the Gulf. So you're typically gonna spend about $2,000 per year on homeowners insurance in Foley. And that sounds like a lot, but when you compare that to Gulf Shores or Orange Beach, you're gonna spend $4,000 to $6,000 down there for a similarly priced home. And it's gonna be even more once you cross the state line into Florida. I hate to rag on Florida, but it's true. I know it all sounds like a lot, but don't worry, all you have to do is get linked up with the right agent who will guide you through the process. That's me, because buying a house in any area is already a scary and daunting process, but it doesn't have to be. So if things like insurance and taxes and flood zones and hurricanes are scary, take it from me, there are good people down here who will look out for you and make sure that you're in good hands. All right, lastly, let's talk about what I like to call the hidden costs of living in this area, or your lifestyle costs of trying to maintain an active social life here. There's not necessarily a culture of keeping up with the Joneses like you might see in other cities, though there is some of that. But the biggest thing you need to look out for is that this is a resort town. So there are hundreds of businesses trying to get tourists to spend money and have fun down here. And that can be very tempting, even for us locals. You've got a lot of shopping options, you've got tons of dining, you've got golf courses, you've also got places to get the boat out on the water. It is easy to outspend your budget and feel like you're on vacation every day. All those expenses can really start to add up. Like, you gotta watch yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've been tempted when it's 80 degrees and the sun is shining to drop work, take the boat out on the water, maybe fill up the cooler, stop somewhere and get some oysters. It is easy to outspend your budget if you don't develop that sense of self-control when you move here. All right, so there you have it. Foley represents a really great blend of affordable housing, manageable bills, low property taxes, all while being very close to the beautiful Gulf Coast waters and without that sky-high price tag. Remember, I'm Wes Harless, real estate agent right here on the Alabama Gulf Coast. If you're thinking about making the move to Foley or anywhere along the Gulf Coast, or if you just have some questions and you'd like to talk about it, give me a call or shoot me a text at the number on the screen. I absolutely love meeting and talking to new people every day and helping them move down here and experience paradise firsthand. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on Alabama Gulf Coast living. We're coming out with new content all the time. I'll see you on the next one.